In this video, I'm going to show you how to start out recording and editing video for completely free. In part 1, we went over recording your screen using OBS. And now, in part 2, I'm going to show you how to edit using Movie Maker. So now we're ready to start our editing. And for that, I'm using Movie Maker, which is a part of the Windows Essentials. So you can download this if you don't have it currently installed on your computer. And you can choose to just select Movie Maker when you download it, so you don't have to have all of these other programs. But it is completely free, and it works decently enough for a free program. If you're on a Mac, you can try iMovie, which I believe is downloaded onto your MacBook for free, or at least it was for me when I was on a Mac, so I won't be going over that, but I will be going over Movie Maker. So here we are in Movie Maker. To get started, we're going to need to add some videos or photos. So I'm going to click here to browse, or you can just drag and drop them in. I'm going to grab one of my video files, and it's going to take a little bit of time to load it all in. So it's a good idea to have your folders set up before you start loading stuff in, because if you move these files around that it's referencing to a new location, it's not going to be able to load it next time you open Movie Maker. So you can fix it by selecting the new location, but it's going to need that time to load all over again. So now that my video is all loaded in, we can take a look at some settings that we have here. Add videos and photos. There is this. This just opens that up again. Adding music. This is really great if you have a file that has both video and audio and you only want to load the audio in. I've used this in the past because if I just drag and drop that file in, it'll load as a video file. And if you want to record narration, you can do that right from here, which is really cool. Then you can add title, caption, credits. I don't usually do this. I usually try and make my stuff outside on my own and then bring it in, because I find these kind of things a little bit cheesy. So I usually don't use the themes and the titles from here. Next up, under animations, we have transitions, which are effects that can be applied at the start or end of your clips or between clips to help you transition between them. I find these ones to be a little bit corny, but I do occasionally use the blur through black or the crossfade if I'm wanting a nice transition. And you can hit this to apply the same transition to all of your clips if you are interested in that and don't want to apply them one by one. And there's also pan and zoom, which can be kind of nice. I like to use this when I'm showing a still image at the end so that there's a little bit of movement on it. It's a little bit weird to show on video, so if you want to take an effect off, just click on this first one, which just means it's a blank effect. Next up, we have our visual effects. I find these all to be a little bit cheesy, but there might be a time where you want sepia or I don't know, something blurry. I generally stay away from this category. And then after that we have project. I have not had any need to change anything here. Next, under view, we have the zoom in, zoom out, and reset, which basically allows you to zoom in to your video clips. If you need to scrub in to find some really specific place to trim, then you are going to want to zoom in so that you have a bit more finite control over what you're doing. You can also find that zoom in, zoom out in this corner, which I find a lot easier, so I don't generally go over here. Next, we have the thumbnail size, which you can change to your liking, and that just edits your thumbnail over here. Preview full screen just makes your little preview here become full screen, which is nice for, you know, checking your video. And waveforms, you can turn this off and on. I don't have any audio to play with right now, but this would just make the waveforms show up, which is very useful for audio editing. Lastly, because we have video loaded into our project, we have settings specifically for our video. And if we had multiple clips, we would have different settings for each clip. There are other tabs for text, images, and audio, so they have different settings inside of them, but for right now, I'm just going to show you the video tools. So first of all, fade in and fade out. If I had audio recorded on this clip, that would allow me to control if I wanted to fade the audio on there. That's not a fade in picture transition, that's under animation. I do not know what background color is used for, but the speed is something I use quite frequently, especially because I've been doing process videos, which allows me to have the playback speed go really quickly, and you don't have to watch 8 hours of me painting. You can watch that in only 10 minutes instead of sitting there all day so bored. Finally, this is really important, the split and the trim tool. This will allow me to actually go in and edit my video. If there are parts I want to take out, then this is what we need to do. So I'm going to go in here and find a section that I want to remove. I think I drew this jaw and then redrew it. So I'm going to go right up into the point before I drew it, and I'm going to either hit split here, or I can right click and hit split. So now I have 2 different clips. I could even move it and rearrange it so it's out of order, but I won't. And now I can scrub to find the point after I erased it. So I drew with it, and then I, oops, accidentally zoomed in, removed it, and then started drawing some more. So let's start this. So either I can add another split, and I can delete this middle section. There we have my new edit. Or I can find that point again and change, use the set start point, or right click set start point. So now I have edited my video and I'm ready to load in some audio. So normally when I'm doing a speed paint, I load in some music. But for this video, I'm going to load in some of my narration. So I'm going to add music and go to the appropriate music folder. And I can change this to videos and actually bring in a video as audio, so it just brings in the audio from that video. And that's going to take a little time to load in as well. So now that we have our audio loaded in, we can take a look at editing the same way we edit our video. We're going to scrub to the place we want to split, right click split, or split up here under the music tool. So we're not splitting our video, we're splitting our audio. And now we have this section. This is why it's really nice to turn on the wavelengths under the waveforms under view. So this just says the name of the video, and this you can actually see the little audio waveforms. I'm going to set the start point here. So finally my movie is all done and I want to publish my movie. So I'm going to, instead of publishing directly to YouTube or Facebook, I'm going to save it to my computer and then upload it later. So I'm going to save it out for high definition display. There are a bunch of different settings for different devices down here and different programs. but I just want the highest quality, so I'm going to choose for high definition display. Be prepared for the rendering to take a while, so it might be a good idea to set this to go at night, or if you're taking a really long break. One of the limitations of Movie Maker is that you can't have multiple music files laid over top of each other. So if you do like what I did right here and you brought in narration as a file and you wanted to also have music, that's not something you could do. However, there is a way to bring in your music file and also to record your narration in Movie Maker, and you can lay those because they are on separate tracks. So that is the workaround for if you want music laid over top of narration. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been a help to you and you can get started making your own videos right away.